guys, welcome back to a brand new video. I'm RexFinance, and as you guys can tell, I'm going to be talking about Humble again today, ticker symbol HMBL. I have seen you guys' comments. This is probably the most highly demanded video currently on my channel. You guys have wanted me to give an update video on Humble stock for months now. I think the last time I did a Humble video was 4 months ago. Far too long in my personal opinion. And if you guys did not know, the first video I did on this company hit 30,000 views. That is the most viewed video on my channel. I made this video when the company was still under the ticker symbol TSNP and was called Tesoro Enterprises before the reverse merger even happened. So as you can see in this video, Humble was trading at around 17 cents a share. But if we go back even further, I started talking about Humble stock when it was 2 cents a share. So, I've had tremendous return on this investment, and I think I'm going to have continued tremendous returns going forward. First, I owe a big shout out to Jordan Smith. I'm sure if you guys are familiar with Humble, you're familiar with this guy. This guy is actually a moderator in my members-only Discord server, and he's the one that actually presented this company to me for the first time back when it was less than a penny a share. Can you believe that? Anyways, point being, I owe this guy a lot of thanks. If you guys want to follow him on Twitter, I highly encourage that if you guys are fans of Humble. Also, I'm on this note, Humble is not the only company that our members-only Discord server has gotten in early. We have definitely found some diamonds in the rough as a community. So if you guys are interested in joining that Discord server, just hit the join button down below, located right next to the subscribe button. It doesn't work on iPhone or iPad for whatever reason. It's kind of annoying, so try and get on a computer. Anyways, I've already noted that this is the most popular video on my YouTube channel. I actually did 2 follow-up Humble videos that also performed really well. So every time I do a video on Humble stock, I know that the Humble community is going to show up and show out and hit that like button. So not only do I owe it to you guys to make this long-awaited video, but I owe it to myself. This video is not going to be a good one to watch if you guys are unfamiliar with this company. So if you guys are unfamiliar and want some background information on this company, go watch this video that has 30,000 views. I'll leave a link to it in the description down below. I'll even make it easy for you guys. If you guys just hit the eye in the top right-hand corner, it'll take you directly to this video. To start things out, I want to shout out Kumar and Akram. I probably butchered you guys' names, but thank you for subscribing. And then the last thing I have to mention before we get into the good meat and potatoes of this video is that clearly, as you guys can see, I am not a financial advisor. I'm 20 years old. I'm lucky if I can fill out my chin with beard hair. I'm 20 years old. I'm not a financial advisor. Point being, these are just my thoughts, opinions, and ideas that I'm sharing. It's up to you guys whether or not you agree with me. You guys have to form your own thoughts, opinions, and ideas. I'm not responsible for you guys buying or selling this stock. That's just the way it is. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into the good stuff now. As you can see on the screen, all I did was Googled Humble stock and went to the 1-year chart, and it's giving me an infinity percentage to the upside over the past year. And that's definitely one way to put it. This stock has been a top performer for not only me, but you guys watching this video. At one point, this stock got close to $7 a share. I know for a fact that my old high school basketball coach made a living off of this stock when it was over $6 a share. Unfortunately for all of us Humble shareholders, the stock price has fallen from almost $7 a share down to $1.20 as of recently. That is down 80-something% from its all-time highs. That is pretty rough. And I know a lot of people probably don't have a cost basis like I do, or Jordan Smith does, or my high school basketball coach does. So in today's video, I'm gonna be covering some different items that I believe even if your cost basis is $1.50, $2, $3, $4, $5, you name it, I still think you guys can make an absolute boatload of money in this stock. So without further ado, I've made big claims. Let's go ahead and get into this. In many people's eyes, the blockchain is going to be a multi-trillion-dollar industry. There's not much disputing that because that's just the way the world is headed with our digital online wallets. I mean, just think of how companies like PayPal and Venmo and Square have absolutely taken off over the past several years. This trend isn't going to be stopping anytime soon. And what Humble is focused on is exactly that. All of the verticals within the blockchain, they're bringing that all into one place, one app for the consumer. As far as I'm aware, they're the only company that is focused on doing this currently. Whether it's ticket sales, whether it's with NFTs, whether it's with real estate, whether it's with payment processing, everything they are doing in this app and what they're developing has to do with the different verticals in the blockchain, and they're working on all of these things together. I said in one of my previous Humble videos that the founder of this company, Brian Foote, he is the Elon Musk of the blockchain. This guy is so smart, it is unbelievable. Just YouTube Brian Foote interview and you'll have your brains blown away. And whenever you have the Elon Musk of anything with you, you know you're in the right place and you're about to make a lot of money. So in the past, I've mentioned that my one main concern with this company is whether or not the company is going to keep its foot on the accelerator. And by golly, they have. So it's clear this is going to be a multi-trillion-dollar industry. Humble is the only company working on all of these verticals within the blockchain and bring them all to one spot for the consumer. In essence, they have the early mover advantage and they have a head start on the competition. That is key. All of a sudden, my bearish thesis for this company has gone from bankruptcy and the company flopping to being bought out by PayPal or a similar party. Generally, what happens with the biggest companies in the world after they've grown so much, I mean, think about Apple, think about PayPal, think of all these other companies. They stop innovating as much, but they continuously look for acquisitions to make of smaller companies that are innovating. Now, I know that all of us shareholders probably would not prefer to be bought out by another company, but if that's the worst case scenario, if that's the bear case for this company, I think we're in pretty good hands here. Looking forward, what matters for Humble right now is how much of the blockchain industry, for lack of better terms, they can capture. They have the early head start, they have Brian Foote, they have a competitive advantage, they have all of these things, but it just matters how much of this future multi-trillion-dollar industry Humble can capture themselves. Right now, it's looking great. Now, if we look at the current financials of this company, we can see that it has over $1 billion market cap. The company is valued at over $1 billion already. If we look at the financials, that valuation really just doesn't make sense. If we scroll down here, we can see that their revenue was $600,000. A company with a valuation of $1 billion should probably be doing more than $600,000 in revenue. But what I think is happening is people are thinking like I am. They see that Humble has a tremendous opportunity here where they've positioned themselves in an industry ahead of all others. They're working on something that PayPal has wanted to do ever since its inception, a super app for finances. So although the valuation right now is pretty rich, depending on how much of this industry and market Humble can capture themselves, which I think is going to be a lot of it, really, this company could reach a $100 billion valuation or higher, in my opinion, which represents 100x upside from here. I just got done mentioning the current market cap is $1 billion. Multiply that by 100, and you get the $100 billion valuation that I'm talking about. Now, as a side note, is this going to happen overnight? Absolutely not. This is a multi-year investment. And the fact I'm saying this is a multi-year investment is a big thing for me because if you guys watched my previous videos, I originally stated that my investment in Humble was just gamble money. I was going to ride it to $0 or I was going to ride it to the moon. Either way, I'm not going to add to my position. I'm not going to sell my position. I'm just going to let it sit because it's gamble money for me. However, as the management team has kept its foot on the accelerator, which is what I wanted to see them do, and as they've continued to position themselves well in this industry, this gamble money for me has all of a sudden become a multi-year investment for me. I think there's tremendous money to be made here as long as Brian Foote remains the Elon Musk of blockchain and this company keeps their foot pressed on the accelerator. Sounds simple? Will it happen? I don't know. I hope it does, and I'm sure all of you guys hope it does. So right there and then I went through my updated bullish and bearish theses for this company. Bull case, we don't get bought out and we hit a $100 billion valuation some years down the road. Bear case, we get bought out and shareholders make a lot of money. So in my personal opinion, there's too much potential profit and general potential for this company for it not to have a position in my portfolio. So instead of this being gamble money, what I'm going to be doing is officially adding to my position for the first time since I built my initial position out in the teens of cents, meaning my original position I bought at less than 20 cents a share. Now let's go ahead and cover what has happened since my last update video on this company. A lot has happened, so I'm just going to do my best to cover the main items. Humble recently completed its first official acquisition and brought Tickery under their company name. Now, Tickery, obviously, as you can tell by the name of the company, focuses on ticket sales, and they have a beautiful platform that Humble can incorporate into its ecosystem on the blockchain. It's just yet another vertical in the blockchain that Humble has positioned itself well in. Now, as the world starts returning to public events from, the virus we had to deal with over the past year, Tickery is going to do very, very well. They completed this acquisition by issuing debt and giving this company some shares of Humble. That is something I always like whenever a company acquires another company. If that company that's being acquired accepts shares as payment for being bought out, you're in a good investment because why would anybody take shares in a company that they thought was going to flop and go to zero? They don't do it. Obviously, the team at Tickery feels like Humble is truly onto something here, and they're going to make a lot more money by holding shares of the company than they would by just accepting cash up front for their business. Now, moving along so we don't waste any more time, they also recently launched their NFT gallery. The NFT hype has kind of faded, but it's still there. people are still strong believers in NFTs. I myself, I gotta be honest with you guys, I can't wrap my head around it. I don't see the upside here. Maybe I need to look into this some more. I understand the concept, people acquiring rights to digital assets, but it's difficult for me to wrap my head around. It's kind of like when I first started looking into the blockchain or cryptocurrency. It was just so difficult for me to wrap my head around. But as time has gone on, I've slowly started to understand the concepts better. So I'm hoping that's the same case with NFTs. Obviously, NFTs, there's a lot of money to be made here. There's different items. They have partnerships with some very prominent individuals, whether that's with athletes, artists, film producers, music producers, photographers, whatever. So although I can't personally wrap my head around this concept, I trust Brian Foote. I mean, he's a very intelligent guy when it comes to the blockchain. I trust that he knows what he's doing, and the NFT marketplace is going to be a big moneymaker for Humble. Also, I know for a fact that I covered Humble Financial in my latest video because that was kind of the reason I did the update video back then. But just to give another general overview of this, when this first came out, it was a huge success. My main concern with this was that Humble Financial's only consumers were Humble investors themselves. But over time, that's proved not to be true. So yes, there was a big boom when this was first released, but that big boom has kind of continued to carry over, where more and more people are starting to get invested in their ETXs, and what that means is more and more reoccurring predictable revenue for Humble, and that's what this company needs right now. Reoccurring predictable cash flow. As soon as Humble establishes these different income streams for their business, it's pretty much game over for the rest of the industry. All that lacks for Humble right now is capital and financials. As the revenue coming in from Tickery ramps up, as the revenue coming in from Humble Financial ramps up, as the revenue coming in from the NFT marketplace ramps up, you can see where this is going. It's pretty much game over. In my personal opinion, this company deserves a spot in my portfolio. I can't tell you guys to buy the stock, but man, I really love what they're doing here. I'm gonna be looking to add to my position in my Roth IRA. So with that, guys, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Leave a like down below if you did. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new or returning and not yet subscribed yet. Leave a comment down below how many shares of Humble you guys own. With that, guys, we'll be back with a brand new video on Friday. Peace out.